Hi, Finn. So nice to meet you. I have a 12 and a 9-year-old, and I feel even at 12 years old, we are still watching Paw Patrol, and we loved the movie, and they are just huge fans. And now I have a niece and a nephew, and they still they're watching Paw Patrol too. So it's like full circle in our house. But my first question to you is, when did you realize you wanted to become an actor?
Well, I was about probably 9 years old. Uh I think I used to watch the show Odd Squad, and it was my first ever exposure to like child actors on screen. So I thought, hey, I can do this. So I talked to my parents about it. They put me in acting classes. So I did some acting classes over a year or two, and then I got an agent. So I did a couple auditions, and then my first in-person audition, I got a role in the movie Let Him Go,
Okay.
with Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. So I got to play their kid in a flashback scene. So I played young James. It was absolutely crazy. I got to meet Kevin Costner and Diane Lane, and I didn't realize it at the time. I think I realized it probably about a year later how big like this was. Um, and then a couple years later, I was doing an audition, and Ryder came across the audition for Ryder came across. So I did that. It was pretty small. It was a couple sentences about myself. I submitted that. Got a second audition, couple scenes from the script. I read those out. I submitted them. And then my third and final audition was in studio. So that was really neat. I got to
Yeah.
go in, I got to meet everyone. And I read a couple more scenes from the script, and I went home. I didn't think much of it. And I was at school, and my dad texted me and he said, "Come outside right now." I was a bit worried. I thought I did something wrong or something bad had happened. So I get outside, I get in the car, and both my parents are there. And my mom turned to me and she said, "Hello, Ryder." And it was insane. I was Ryder. It was crazy. I was so surprised.
Oh my God, what a story that you can tell for years.
Yeah.
How was it like seeing your work as writer on the big screen for like the first time ever?
It was so surreal, especially because it's animated. So
Yeah.
I kind of went in blind with what everything would look like. And this long process of voice recording, probably over 8 months, maybe one session a month. I'd go in and I'd do all that, and I didn't really have an idea what everything would look like in the finished product. So then there was like a lull where I did nothing for the movie because they were animating and everything.
Yes.
And then once the movie came out, it was so surreal seeing my voice on this in this movie. It
Yeah.
was insane. And like I would see uh city buses with the Paw Patrol posters on them, or like, yeah, my friends would go see movies and they text me because they saw my name in the trailer for Paw Patrol.
I
So
bet.
it was lots
Oh,
of cool stuff.
so cool. Now, in the movie, there are so many cameos and so many amazing people voicing in the movie as well. Was there anyone that you were like, oh my goodness, I am starring in the same movie with so and so? I mean, was there anyone you were just like, oh my gosh?
I think definitely Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He's so funny. But something crazy was I didn't know anyone who was in the movie with me until like this January when the cast got released.
Okay.
So it was absolutely insane. Like one day I didn't know anyone, and then the next day I was in this movie with Chris Rock, McKenna
Yeah.
Grace, Kim Kardashian, Kristen Bell, all these massive stars. It was
Yeah.
insane.
I know that is so cool. Yeah. I mean, the cast was like just amazing. Do you have a favorite scene in the movie?
My favorite scene, at least my favorite scene to voice, was when the pup tower gets destroyed by the meteor. I got to do all this screaming and stuff, and it was so fun because I was like in this recording booth, and it felt like I was breaking the rules to be super loud and everything.
Yeah. What was your biggest challenge on taking this role on?
Um, Probably, I think just getting in the character and
Yeah.
just learning how to act in an animated movie, because I this is my first animated movie I'm in, and there's things I didn't realize, like I have to be a lot more animated with my voice because they can only hear my voice.
Mhm.
So there's lots of things, and Cal and Bob, the director and writers, they really helped guide me through the whole process. It was really neat.
That is neat. Oh my gosh. And if you could have filmed one scene live action, what would it have been? And if there were stunts involved, would you have done your own stunts?
I think the same scene when the
The
pup
same
tower gets
scene.
destroyed,
Okay.
it's just so
But
elaborate, and I think it'd
yeah.
be so fun to film. I think definitely that scene, and I think I would have tried to do my own stunts. I probably wouldn't have done them well, but
And if you could have voiced any other character, what would you have wanted to do?
I think probably Chase, because
Yeah.
when I was younger, he was my favorite.
Yeah.
So I think I probably have to go with Chase. He's my favorite
And I
dog.
mean, obviously, you're a teenager. Did you watch Paw Patrol growing up?
My younger brother was a big Paw Patrol fan, so
Okay.
I'd watch it with him, and he had all the toys and everything, so he was a big fan. And even though I was a bit old for Paw Patrol, I still knew a lot about the show.
Yeah.
And then once I got the part, it felt like everything had come full circle. Like I never thought I'd play Ryder when I was watching it when I was like 6 or 7.
Oh, yeah. And then what do you hope kids and families take away after seeing this movie?
Definitely no job's too big, no pup's too small. Like no matter who you are, where you're from, no matter like any of that stuff, it doesn't matter and you can always make a difference. Like that's something they really that's something that really is said a lot in the second movie, and they really push that when Sky's feeling down because she's not the biggest dog.
Yep. Mhm. And what do you have coming up? What can you tell us? What are you looking forward to with the holidays, or what do you have coming up in the future?
Well, I'm really excited for when the movie comes out on DVD. So
Yes.
we're gonna all get together, my whole family, and
Oh,
we're gonna watch it again, have a little screening for when it comes out during the holidays. So that's gonna be really neat.
well, it was so nice to talk to you today. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.